Hey everybody, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm super excited about this. I want to start this video off first by just saying thank you so much to everybody who has been commenting on my Facebook and my Instagram and sharing my posts and just being so supportive of me. I've been wanting to have a blog for a really long time now, but I lacked motivation, and so you guys are really motivating me and just making me really want to do this. So today I'm going to be talking about a little bit more in depth of how you can be happy. And one thing that I want to stress in this video is strength. I talk about it more in my written portion of this blog. Demi Lovato's book called Stay Strong, 365 Days a Year is an amazing book. You need to check it out. Every single page has a quote either from Demi Lovato or by some of her favorite artists and writers. And they're so inspirational. If you just read one page a day, this is not the kind of book that you want to just read very, very fast in like a week. This is a book you want to read one page a day, something you do when you just wake up in the morning, and it will change your life. It is amazing. I haven't finished reading it yet. It's a 365-day book. I'm only on day 5, so I really encourage you guys to do this. I'm on day 5 and I already feel amazing. So I definitely encourage that. But something I want to do a little differently than my first blog, I interviewed people from my first blog. They're anonymous, but I interviewed them and they gave me their responses and their feelings on some things that I was very curious about and I thought you guys would be curious about as well. So today I'm going to interview myself. I think this is very different than what most people do because, you know, journalists like to interview other people. And I think that's great. I love interviewing other people. That's what I want to do with my life. I want to be a television personality, so that is definitely something I love doing. But I wanted to do it a little differently because we never know who the interviewer is because they're interviewing everybody else and not themselves. So I'm giving you guys a chance to get to know me. I mean, I get to pick the questions, but this is just going to be something to kind of like reveal myself to you guys, to make you guys more comfortable with what you're reading and what I'm telling you about. Because why would you trust someone who's just saying all this stuff and you don't even know who they are? So let's go ahead and get started. I got my index cards. I'll even shuffle them for you guys, so now I don't even know what question's gonna come first. What's one thing that you wish you could go back and undo? Wow. I wrote this question and I didn't really think about it. Stop being so down on myself when I graduated high school. But I felt like I wasn't gaining anything. I felt like I was going down and down and down. All because I wasn't going to the biggest and most amazing college ever. So if anything, I would want to go back to my senior self in high school and tell her that everything's gonna be okay. That I'm gonna get through this. I'm gonna go to a great college, even if it's not the most expensive one and the fanciest one. I'm gonna go to a good college, I'm gonna get a good education, and I'm gonna get where I need to be at. I'm not where I wanna be at yet, but I'm getting there. And you know, I feel so confident about saying that. So I wish I could just tell myself that. What keeps you up at night? That is a freaking amazing question. Okay, I swear that I lay in my bed at night and I just get so angry. I'll get so angry at like the dumbest things. Like I'll just like redo the whole day in my head and just look back at myself at the things that I said or did, and I'm just like, why would I say that? Why would I do that? Like I literally get so angry at myself at night and I can't go to sleep. It will take me hours to fall asleep. I am so terrible about it. And that is definitely something I struggle with, for sure. And if I'm not getting angry at myself, I'm getting sad. I'm getting sad that like I didn't do enough that day. But it's definitely one of those two things that's keeping me up at night, for sure. It's terrible. Our next question, what gives your life meaning? It's something that I have to continually answer all the time in college. I swear almost every other class that I'm in, they're like, what gives your life meaning? And I'm like, can you stop asking me that question? You guys ask this to me all the time. And you would think that I would have a great answer, but it changes. there is one constant thing. I don't know why, but every question I get, I always have multiple answers. But there is one constant thing that I always answer with this question, and it's my family. My family gives my life meaning. I know that sounds like really basic or even cheesy, but they really do. Like, I don't know what I would do without my family. My mom is like my best friend. My dad has taught me many things. He's probably saying "I told you so" like all the way through this video. My grandparents have taught me so much throughout my life. My grandmother has made me laugh countless times, whenever I'm sad or upset. And my poppy, he passed away recently, but he was so smart. And I would not have made it through a history or a math class without him. And my aunt. My aunt's very great with math and would always help me with that. My cousins, like, they're just my everything. I don't know what I would do without my family. That's just how it is. Like, when I left for college, I was a wreck. I spent every single night on FaceTime with my mom, hysterically crying for the first 2 semesters here at USF. I was a wreck. I was terrible. My family really gave my life meaning, and I had no idea until I left, because that was the moment when I was like, what do I do today? I'm sitting in my apartment by myself. What do I do? Because usually I would just drive over to my grandma's and go chill with her for a little while, or I would go to my cousins and I would go hang out with them and just do something with my family all the time. I didn't need friends. I had my family. I was good. But then when I came to Tampa, things were so different. My family really does give my life meaning, but I had to find a new meaning when I was here in Tampa, and I really feel like it was just making others happy. I joined a sorority here at USF, and that was my moment when I started making friends, and I noticed that I was always giving people advice. I wouldn't even know what I'm talking about half the time when I'm giving the advice, but I knew it was good advice. So my next question is, what are you afraid people see when they look at you? Something I've been working through for quite some time is how I see myself. And I would see myself as ugly, too skinny at times, and then other times I'd be too fat. There's just so many things. Wow. My laugh. I hated my laugh because I was made fun of in high school for having a terrible laugh, and like I sounded like a hyena, as people would say. I hated it. I hated it so much. But years go by and I'm just like, I can't change it. Like, this is just who I am. Like, I can't just keep changing myself to make people happy around me. I love making people happy, yes, but that making people happy doesn't mean that I need to change who I am. I can make people happy just by being myself. And being myself means laughing how I want to laugh and how I actually laugh. That means loving myself and loving my body. I'm not too skinny and I'm not too fat. It's all in my head. I need to get it out of my head, but like, it's just there. You are who you are, and you have to accept that. And once you accept that, you're gonna feel so much better about yourself. I'm giving you guys advice, and I need to take it. I need to take my own advice. I'm terrible, I know, I'm sorry. Okay, so yeah, I'm afraid people see me as ugly and annoying, not good enough. Those are definitely things that I'm afraid people see me as, which if I just have confidence in myself, then I won't have to worry about that. What do you think is your defining moment? What made you you? In high school, it was right about after the time I was bullied. Everyone has their bullied story, I know. Even bullies were bullied at one point in their life, you know. But after I was bullied, I realized that drama is just so overwhelming. It really takes over you completely. And I was very depressed. I couldn't go on social media without seeing hurtful words, I couldn't go out of my house without hearing some kind of trash talk. It's very overwhelming. And it kind of like secludes you into like this bubble that makes you feel like you're the only person there. But my mom helped me through all of that. She was super encouraging. She was always there for me. Anytime I wanted to hysterically cry, she was always there to hug me and hold me and make sure that I was gonna be okay. Another thing is my mom made sure that she had access to all of my social media accounts. Now at the time I was not so happy about that. Did not like that at all. I wanted my privacy. But thanks to her, she made sure that I didn't see some things that could have changed my life a little bit. She was making sure that all the harmful words that were being said on social media weren't getting to me. And I was very thankful for that because I was in such a depressed time. I didn't really know how to deal with myself and my feelings and my emotions. So I feel like if I was trying to deal with my own emotions and then also seeing everybody else's emotions of how they felt about me, I don't think I would have made it through that. So thank you, Mom, for doing that. I don't know if I've ever said that to you before, but thank you. I appreciate it. You've saved my life in many ways. Wow, I'm gonna get emotional. Stop. Sorry. Woo, all right. That was my defining moment. Sorry, guys. So we're gonna move on to the next question. Sorry. All right. So how do you get in the way of your own success? Very simple way of answering that. Telling yourself that you're not good enough. That is a very simple way of getting in your way of your own success. I have literally done it so many times. I would have blogged all of this like 3 years ago if I wasn't getting in the way of my own success. I've always told myself that I'm too busy, I'm not good enough, I'm not pretty enough, I don't get good enough grades. I just had so many excuses for why I couldn't do this. And now that I'm doing it, they were terrible excuses. Like definitely not the best. So I encourage you all to stop making excuses. Stop getting in the way of your own success. Because the second you stop making those excuses is the second that you begin an amazing journey for yourself. So stop, just stop. My last question is name 5 things about yourself that make you strong. I have this question in here for a very particular reason. One, because this particular blog is about strength, which if you look at all the questions that I just asked myself, they all narrow down into one thing: having strength. You have to have strength to be able to know that people aren't looking at you this way. You have to have strength to know what your life means. You have to have strength to go to sleep and stop thinking about all the terrible things that happened to you that day. You have to have strength to know you can't go back and undo things that happened in your past. It is what it is. And all you can do is just continue moving on and making your future the best that it can be. Another thing you need to have strength for is knowing that you're good enough to be successful. Strength is key, and it will always be key. Your defining moment. You have to have strength to know your defining moment. My defining moment was in high school when I was bullied. Like, that is a tough time for me to talk about. Like, I don't like talking about that time because it makes me sad. It makes me uncomfortable. But if I just show strength, then I can get through all of it. So that's my main thing that I want you guys to know. So let me go back to answering that question for you guys. Name 5 things that make me strong. My laugh. My laugh makes me strong. It makes me happy, you know? Another thing that makes me strong is my family. My family is my strength, and them being there for me is definitely like, yeah, they're my strength. What's my 3rd strength? This is hard. My smile. communication. I love talking. What's another thing that's my strength? My positivity. My positivity is a strength, because without positivity, I would just be depressed all the time. Like, I don't get sad in front of people. I joke about it. That's my thing. That's a strength. I joke about things. I think that whenever I get sad, if I joke about it, it'll just go away. Doesn't. I end up crying about it that night. But you know, it gets me through the day, and it makes me think of like the people who are struggling and have way worse happening to them. So I think it's better that I do it this way, because then I'm not making other people around me upset either, you know? If something sad happens to me during the day in front of somebody, I'm just like, it happened, you know? Let's move on. You know, because then it makes everyone else around you feel more comfortable, you know, like they're a little bit more happier, they're not feeling sad for you, you know? It just makes you feel better. Did I name 5 things? I don't know. I have a lot of things that that make me strong. Those are just some of the few. I definitely want you guys to like go back and answer these questions on your own too. I'll put them in the description down below. These questions are really important. They define you. They define your happiness. And happiness is the most important thing anyone can have in their life. Without happiness, you're not going to be successful. And who doesn't want to be successful? So that is all I have for you guys today. I just want to say thank you so much again for coming to this video. I know I ramble a lot, but I'd rather ramble and you guys get something from somewhere in this video than not talk enough and you have no idea what you just watched. So you might still have no idea what you just watched. But I hope that this helped you guys out some. Please go to my blog. Again, the website is down below. Just click that link. And read the blog. There's gonna be a little bit more added on from this video that talks to you guys about strength, and also Demi Lovato's book. I talk a little bit about that. I give you guys some quotes in there as well that I think are my favorite. Please watch again whenever I post. I'm probably gonna be posting next week. Haven't gotten a set schedule just yet. I'm just kind of posting whenever I have free time. I really hope you guys enjoy this. If you have any suggestions, please let me know and comment down below, or even comment on my blog, just like things you want to hear. Let me know what you liked about the video, what you didn't like. I'm always open for suggestions. I think that's about it, everybody. Thank you so much, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. Bye!